Now at 6, a man is dead after a crash on I-44 near Mount Vernon, Missouri. Plus, an innovation and tech summit in Joplin aims to show entrepreneurs how technology can change their businesses. And hundreds of students get a hands-on look at Pitt State's College of Technology.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Jasper County jury finds a Joplin man guilty of murder. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities say in January of 2022, Todd Mays shot and killed his 17-year-old daughter, Prayer Nicholson, during an argument. The jury found Mays guilty of second-degree murder and armed criminal action. A sentencing hearing is set for December 19th. An Anderson, Missouri man pleads guilty to involuntary manslaughter stemming from a fatal crash last year. Authorities say on August 20th of last year, Vincent Castro was driving under the influence when he crashed into and killed 65-year-old David Cunningham in Anderson. Yesterday, Castro pleaded guilty to first-degree involuntary manslaughter. He is sentenced to 10 years in prison. A Montana man is dead after a crash on I-44 near Mount Vernon, Missouri. Authorities say 78-year-old Donald Pomebo was driving west on I-44 when he went off the roadway to avoid a slowing vehicle. Pomebo then hit a sign and overturned. Both he and his passenger, 78-year-old Ronald Pomebo, were ejected. Donald died at the scene. Ronald was airlifted to the hospital with serious injuries. One Missouri county is stepping up to fight terrorism. Camden County has set up a new way for people to report suspicious activity. Marina Silva explains how you can make reports and what happens after that.
Prior to 9/11, I don't think we gave this stuff a lot of thought, but now you do have to look over your shoulder. Unfortunately, but it's all the time.
The Camden County Sheriff's Office set up the webpage for any tips you might have about terrorism.
And then that tip goes to the appropriate agency, whether that's a state agency, whether that's a federal agency. They get routed through an outside company that makes sure that tip goes where it's supposed to be going.
The FBI also has its own tip line.
Tips on all of the different areas that we investigate, from cyber to terrorism to crimes against children.
Bridget Patton with the FBI says they get thousands of tips a day.
Our staff there vets over 3,600 tips that come in daily via our 1-800 number or through electronic submission.
Federal agents then work with local police and sheriff's office to investigate.
They use a risk-based approach to looking at this information, to analyze that information, to determine if it is a terroristic threat or if it is a threat to life threat, so that that information is immediately acted upon.
Camden County also sent deputies to a counterterrorism training class to better handle those tips.
And the counterterror officer is just one more, kind of tool that we can put on our belt.
Sergeant Hines says this is a way to keep protecting the people that live in and visit Camden County.
I want to reiterate that we are not trying to scare anyone.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joining us now with a first look at your forecast.
Well, of course, today turned out to be a mild, almost warm day out there. Very windy as well. Temperatures 4 highs right around 70 degrees, even into the mid 70s in spots. And we're looking pretty good. Of course, the sun angle, it's going to set here over about the next hour or so. 66 in Joplin, 66 in Pittsburgh, but it's dry if you are getting out this evening. Mainly mid 60s, still 70 in Miami. Independence is sitting at 71 degrees. It is windy. We have those southerly winds, 15 to 25. And of course, gusts have been higher than that as we have gone through the afternoon. We do have some clouds kind of skirting through the region. Besides that, we look pretty good. Here's our next little wave. It's not a lot of moisture, but this is going to give us some clouds, maybe a few showers as we head into the weekend. I'm going to have those details for you here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Joplin hosted the Regional Innovation and Technology Summit this week. The event brought together innovative thinkers, business leaders, and locals to discuss how technologies can support local businesses and the community. KOAM's Fernanda Silva shows us what the hot topics were.
AI, artificial intelligence, has been all over the news in the past year. While it might sound scary for some, it can be a beneficial resource for local businesses.
It might be how much inventory do I need based on time of year or day of the week. Being able to help answer questions about you or about your business, whether it be online or even through a phone call that could come in.
Laura Merlin was one of the speakers at the Joplin Regional Innovation and Technology Summit. The event discussed how technologies can support local businesses and the community.
We're trying to introduce that to the business owners and the mom and pop practitioners who really that's not part of their day-to-day, but they can use it to attract more customers, create more visibility, create stronger connections with their customers that they have now.
AI is really about being an assistant to you as an individual and how you do your work. Look at AI as an assistant, not as a replacement to what you do.
The summit also had sessions focused on automation and robotics, as they can change the way business is done. Local hospitals were there to show that, as they displayed medical technologies available that can change the way surgeries are done. The annual summit was also a good networking opportunity.
It's great to see that everybody's working on different kinds of problems and how to solve them. But I think what's more important about things like this is that you get to meet people and maybe be able to help them in a way to solve that problem that they're trying to figure out.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
More than 250 people were registered in the third edition of this event. Hundreds of students from across the region today flocked to Pitt State. It was to check out the university's College of Technology Open House and Expo. Nearly 700 students from 29 high schools and community colleges have the chance to see demonstrations of and get hands-on experience with some of the equipment and simulators available.
Giving them a variety of experiences. We have 12 venues where we have special demonstrations set up that the students can investigate. We have opportunities for students to operate equipment, to run simulators.
The students also had the opportunity to make some items to take home using the equipment. Well, coming up, we'll check out a new business in Pittsburgh offering both books and pets. Plus, how an art project at the Pittsburgh Public Library aims to shine a light on mental health. There's a new business in Pittsburgh that's hoping to bring in both readers and cat lovers. It's called the Literary Cat Company. It's both a bookstore and a cat lounge. The business partners with a company that rehabilitates feral cats before bringing them to the store, where customers can read with it and adopt them.
Perfect combination. The cats are, they just go with the whole vibe of lounging in a comfy chair with, a cup of tea or coffee and chillaxing and reading a book, and the cats just kind of, curl up on you.
The Literary Cat Company is located at 915 North Broadway in Pittsburgh. Well, the Pittsburgh Public Library is hosting an event aimed at promoting mental health services and reducing the stigma surrounding those issues. It's called Mental Health Mosaic, and it was started by Emily Vallely. Members of the public were invited to come and create works of art depicting their mental health experience. That artwork was then joined together with the rest to give a mosaic highlighting everyone's unique experience.
CHC SDK here in Pittsburgh, or through Southeast Kansas Mental Health Center over in Fort Scott, or we also have Crawford County Mental Health. So I wanted to give some information about how to receive those and just to bring mental health into a positive light. And I'm doing that through creating art.
Officials say the project will be shown throughout Pittsburgh. Well, 28 Missouri libraries now have grants to upgrade their technology and equipment, and that includes some in the southwest part of the state. The grants come from the Secretary of State's office and total more than $320,000. Locally, the Joplin Public Library is receiving $7,500. The McDonald County Public Library received $13,000, and the Neosho Newton County Library gets nearly $11,000. A little later, it's week 2 of high school football playoffs in Kansas. We'll hear from head coach at Humboldt as they get set to take on Riverton.
Plus, of course, we're going to be looking at the weekend forecast coming up next. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. It was mild. It was also windy. We had those winds gusting at times 30 to about 35, but it looks pretty good right now. We're looking at downtown Joplin atop of the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, looking off toward the north into the east. So it looks pretty good. We have a few mid and upper level clouds out there, but in general, it looks nice as we head into the evening hours. Let's check out our temps. 66 in Stockton. Miami's still 70, 67 in Pittsburgh, Neosha 66, Nowata at 69. Looks good, 7th and range line, currently outside 66. Look at those southerly winds 10 to 15 and gust still over 20 miles per hour. So it's going to stay breezy throughout the evening hours, and then those winds will slowly taper as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But still, we have those south winds, kind of 10 to 15, but at times we've had those gusts 30 to 35, calming down a little bit out there, and especially once the sun sets, we'll see those winds kind of backing down. We also have a weak front. See this wind shift line? This is tomorrow afternoon. Because that weak front's going to be on top of us, the winds aren't going to be very strong. But as the front lifts to the north, as we go into Sunday, here comes the winds again. So it's going to be breezy on Sunday with gusts kind of in that 20 to 25 range. All right, outside we do have a few mid and upper level clouds. Not a big deal. Looks okay. Weak little wave shooting across northern parts of Missouri, and if we go out toward the west, there's another weak little wave across Wyoming. That's going to give us some clouds tomorrow, may give us a random shower as we go into tomorrow night and then also into Sunday morning, and another wave off the Pacific Northwest. So we have these kind of weak waves that will head toward us, kind of shooting to our north as we go through about the next 5 or 6 days. All right, let's go through time tonight. A lot of clouds. We back down upper 40s to near 50. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, but you will see some sun, not as windy, near 60 by noon. I think most of us a notch or two cooler than what we saw today, 68, 69. As we get into the evening hours, you can see a few spotty random showers. Light, but we are going to have a few showers out there into Sunday morning. Let's start Sunday morning at 6:30 in the morning. We get some at least partly sunny skies back and warmer. We go into the mid 70s by the time we head into Sunday afternoon. So tomorrow 68, 73 Saturday, a few sprinkles late in the day tomorrow, random shower tomorrow night, mild and windy as we get into Sunday. Let's move into next week. Look at these temps. Monday, mid 70s, upper 70s. Tuesday, you can see a couple little showers skirting by, but in general we stay mild. So this is Tuesday into Wednesday, slight rain chances as these waves push on to our north. And then finally, late next week, we get a system in here, and this is going to start to cool us back down as we head into the second half of next week. 68 tomorrow. Clocks roll back 1 hour tomorrow night. So the sun, if you look outside right now, you can tell the sun is setting. This is the way it's going to look at 5:15 on Sunday evening. 73 on Sunday, 76 on Monday, 78 on Tuesday, warming up. A few random showers Wednesday and then again next weekend.
Yes, and like you said, don't forget to change those clocks.
Yeah.
Get ready for it. All right, thanks, Doug.
Yep.
Well, still ahead, John Dales is live at Riverton for our high school football game of the week. Hear from him and the head coach of the Humboldt Cubs up next.
Hey, welcome into the KOAM High School Football Game of the Week. This week, that brings us to a Class 2A regional playoff game. Humboldt comes on the road to Riverton. I'm John Dales, joined by Logan Wyrick, head coach for Humboldt. Coach, I'll start with this. In the preseason, you sent in to us in your preseason forum, you said the team's got a lot of shoes to fill from last year. You had a couple of all-state performers on that team. You're 8-1. You just pounded the team in the playoffs last week. How do you feel like your team is done in filling those shoes?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of big shoes to fill, but we had a lot of kids, especially in our junior and senior class, that play a lot of football. A lot of kids have started since they were freshmen, which is pretty unusual for us. And like I said, been starting for 2 or 3 years now, a lot of them. So they filled those roles, and we've had a lot of guys step into some big roles that really haven't played much of any for us in the last few weeks, and they really stepped in those roles well.
You've had a lot of success on the road as well. Again, another tough road environment here. What do you like about your team, the way they supply their own energy for road games like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just play anywhere, anytime. Kind of a good mentality. Just going to, have a great time. I mean, the biggest thing is to go have fun and enjoy the game and get an opportunity to play it wherever we can. And right now we're in Riverton, and we're looking to have a good time and play some good football, hopefully.
You also want to be playing your best football in the playoffs. How do you feel like you guys have gotten better from week 1 into week 2 of the playoffs now?
Yeah, we've had a lot of kids grow. We have some kids that really haven't even ever played football. A couple have only played a year or so, stepping some big roles for us and really growing through JV and playing big roles in the varsity level. And like I said, we had kids that have played a lot of football but grown in some more prominent roles for us as leaders. And, like you said, we want to play our best football now, and I think we're kind of striving for that at this moment.
You got Riverton here tonight, been preparing for them all week. How are they going to challenge you guys?
Oh, I mean, they're obviously a good football team, district champs. They play a lot of good football teams down in this area, and we're definitely going to have to bring our A game. They do a lot of things really well. They're not one-dimensional in any way, offensively or defensively, and we're going to have to concentrate all the way around. Try to make them one-dimensional, hopefully one way or the other, and see what happens by the end of the night.
All that being said, what's something that you've told your team that is going to be a key to getting a win here on the road tonight?
Just play our game. We worry about us a lot, and you could come out here on a Friday night and they show you something completely different. You never know. So we really preach, do your job, and hopefully things go well for us.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, kickoff is at 7 o'clock, and we're going to have highlights tonight at 10:20 on KOAM and then 11 o'clock on Fox 14 Press Box. Hope you join us then. For now, that's all for us from Riverton.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. How a Republican and a Democrat in Ottawa County are working together to benefit constituents. Plus, Webb City residents hit the dance floor with a swing dancing and jazz event. And how AI is being used to help people on the autism spectrum become more comfortable behind the wheel. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, the last song the Beatles ever recorded released yesterday, decades after John Lennon wrote it and more than 50 years after the band split. Lennon recorded a demo of his vocals for the song titled Now and Then in the late 1970s. Now, he was assassinated in 1980, but his widow, Yoko Ono, gave the demo to the remaining Beatles members in 1994. AI was used to isolate Lennon's voice from a demo track for the 2021 docu-series, The Beatles Get Back. Be interesting.
Pretty cool.
Interesting to listen to.
Yeah, he's taking over the world. It's crazy.
It's kind of cool.
It is, until we don't have jobs. Then it's not cool anymore.
It's going to happen.
All right, weather-wise for the weekend, the winds calm down a little bit for us tonight, so not as breezy tomorrow, but it gets kind of breezy again on Sunday. 68 tomorrow. Remember, the clocks drop back 1 hour tomorrow night, of course. Nowadays, you don't have to worry about it. Your cell phone drops back for you, but could mess up your Sunday morning, especially if the Chiefs are playing at 8:30, so you want to make sure you're on time. 7:30 on Sunday, and then 7:30, 73 on Sunday, 76 on Monday. So warming up a bit early next week.
Just to recap, what time do the Chiefs play on Sunday?
8:30.
8:30.
In the morning. Isn't that crazy?
Ooh, yeah, that's really weird.
Because they're in Germany.
Okay, but it won't feel that bad, though.
It'll feel like 9:30.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just go to bed. Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.